So I'm Jason Perkins. I was referred to Vince a few years back, and I was in very rough shape before meeting him. I've had a couple of surgeries by a neurosurgeon team. I've had physical therapy for years and years. I've seen chiropractors. I've seen everybody that I could think of. And at one point, the doctors told me that I had a 60% chance of success if I did this next surgery, and a 40% chance of failure, and if it was failure, it would be way worse of pain that I was currently in. And so I said, I'm not going to do that. And that's where they then referred me out of the system to Vince, and they said, there's a guy named Vince, and I can maybe get you in. And I said, Vince, okay. And it's not an environment where you go and, you know, a big fancy hospital building or anything, but when I met with Vince, he asked me, he just talked to me for the first time, and he could see, and I was having a good day, so I wasn't screaming in pain or anything. And then he could tell where my pain was. I consider him like a horse whisperer, but for people. And he's constantly analyzing you, and he can tell, and you cannot lie to him. I'll say, I'm doing great. And he'll say, no, you're not. Your left knee is hurting you, and you ate too much salt yesterday. I mean, he can tell everything about me physically without me sharing anything, and you cannot lie to him. So I was at a point in my life where I was crippled. I was spending about 3 to 4 months per year in a bed or on a couch or on the floor. I could not sit, and I could not lift more than 10 pounds, and that's where I was going to be for the rest of my life. And I was 36 years old. So it was devastating to me. I had a horrible, horrible life that was going on for years, and I couldn't hug my kids. I couldn't lift them. I couldn't bend over to give them a hug. My process at night was to have them climb up either onto a counter or climb up on top of their bed so that I could at least hug them. It was 4 years that I never lifted my son. I have 4 kids now, but and that you can't imagine how horrible that is as a dad, to not be able to play with your kids, or even hug them for that matter. And then they're always asking you, can you play with me? Play with me? And no. So after I met with Vince, I would say, he said, there's hope. And I said, what are you talking about? I've seen neurosurgeons, and there's no hope. And I'd say, he said, well, the first thing I want you to work on is just tighten your gut. And that's it. That was the exercise he gave me, and I did that for a while. And then after seeing him, I would say maybe a few months, I lifted my son. I started sitting again. Before that, I was being hauled around in hospital beds in the back of my SUV when I'd go on appointments for work. I mean, it was a life-changing, absolute life-changing event for me. I have a new life. I'm almost a normal person, I would say. I consider myself normal, before I never thought I would do anything again physical, and now I've downhill skied again. I've gone fishing, salmon fishing, deep sea fishing. I've gone biking. I can do everything that a normal person can do. So going from crippled and what the normal medical industry said is that I just needed to go through surgeries for the rest of my life and not do anything and be drugged. That was another huge thing. They gave me so many different pain meds, and I said I can't do pain meds. So now I've never taken any form of pain medicine, and Vince can heal whatever is thrown at him. I've referred gobs of people to him, and they're always reluctant. They say, well, who is he? What type of doctor is he? What schools did he go through? And I gotta say, I just say you just need to go there. And after the first meeting, I just had another client here a few months ago. I can say that he has plenty of money. He can do whatever he wants, hire whatever doctors he wants. He had been to the best in the country, and they didn't realize where the pain was coming from. They told him he had a back problem. All he needed was a hip. So Vince could see that within 10 minutes of meeting with him. So I am not kidding you. He is a horse whisperer for people. He can figure out anything by looking at you. He's a great guy, and he's become a friend now too. So